became a farrier, I was 16, 15 years old. I'd left school very early. You have to have 3 GCSEs at grade B or above, a year's pre-farrier course at one of the 3 colleges in the country. It's either Warwickshire, Herefordshire or Oakridge up in Scotland. Then you have to go off and find yourself an apprenticeship with an approved training farrier, of which there's only sort of 350, 355 in the whole country. And I started my apprenticeship, which officially is 4 years, 2 months, which is obviously a very long time. The first year that I was shoeing horses, it was agony. Every night you can't stand up, your back's hurting, your knees are hurting, your hips are hurting. It's until all your muscles adjust and you get used to being bent over in that position, which is not a natural position for anyone, especially holding the horse. And when you're learning, you hold the horse in an awkward position, you make the horse uncomfortable and it's fidgeting about more. That's when a lot of people will fall by the wayside when they're doing their apprenticeship, because it's such hard work. You never stop learning. Even now, you know, I learn new things about new horses. I see new problems in feet, new diseases, new injuries, and it's just, I think the sort of 6 and a bit years I did was an absolute minimum, really, to walk away and be responsible for shoeing a live animal. You know, it's the most important part of a horse. If it hasn't got feet, it can't move, and if it can't move, it can't live. And it's not so much just the shoeing of the horse, it's your attitude towards them and how to get around their different quirks. If they're naughty, if they're scared, if they're just plain pig-headed. I know exactly which ones are going to take me longer and be more difficult to shoe, and I tend to give them more time when I'm booking them in the diary, because again, when you're rushing and you're working to a tight schedule, if it's an antsy horse which you don't get on with anyway, putting pressure on the horse can often blow the whole situation up worse than it could be. Generally, if you're sensible and you're aware of your surroundings and where you're shoeing the horses and what's going on, you can avoid most. Obviously accidents do happen, that's why they're accidents, but you can avoid most things, I think. And that's something you are responsible for when you're shoeing a horse, because a lot of owners won't be aware of things around them and health and safety issues, you know, so you've got to say, you know, don't put the horse there, it's right next to a wheelbarrow or it's next to a pitchfork, or, you know, just straightforward things that you should be thinking of, really. Normally it takes between 45 minutes and an hour a set. You know, a bit of chatting in between, a bit of travelling. It's a nice day to shoe 4 or 5 sets, really. Horses are generally used all year round. You've got competitions inside, outside, you know, feet never get a break. Demands on farriers are much more now. Every farrier has to sign the Animal Welfare Act to say they're going to do the best they can when they're shoeing the horse, make sure the horse is cared for and its welfare's okay, you know. You're in quite a trusted position. You see a lot of horses during the working week, perhaps more than even a vet. You know, a vet probably wouldn't even see as many as a farrier would, travelling about. So yeah, I think it's a very important thing to have that welfare foremost in your mind, really. It's nice to be your own boss. It's lovely to work with the horses. It's satisfying when you have a horse with perhaps neglected feet, or feet that perhaps could be shod better in your opinion. Then it's nice to sort that horse out and see it go better and see it live happier. Obviously it's a job, you know, it pays, I now have to live, but it's got a lot of rewards to it that way as well. It's quite nice to see an animal walk away sound when perhaps it wasn't before.